everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I'm back with another tutorial for you guys. I got a request to make this flippy thing, the feature, after I posted the video showing these 6x6 journals, and I used things from my stash to decorate it with, and this is the one is in my stash that I glued to this page. So it opens this way, it has a flap here, opens this way, whoops, and then opens this way for journaling space, has a flap. I used stickers, washi tape, book page, all kinds of fun things to decorate it with. So I made another prototype just to remind myself, because I couldn't remember if I've done a tutorial on this or not, or how to find the video. I've done a lot of things about making ephemera with book page, so it might be out there. But here, we're going to do it today, and I'm going to show you some variations. So my prototype opens this way. I actually added a little pocket on this one. Cute. And that washi tape pretty. Opened this way, or opens this way. Flap open, and a pocket, okay? You can make this just about any size you want. This one, if you see my original, this panel was more narrow, this was wider. There's lots of variations, so I'll show you a few options. I also got some requests for some other things that were in these journals, the journal toppers. I think somebody also asked for this fella here. And so more videos coming definitely on this one. I think I'm going to make it a little bit different size, but I'll explain that, and some more journal toppers. So those will be coming soon. Thank you guys for requesting some of the things you'd like to see. It's fun to be able to then do that for you guys. So this one is made with the base and the flips with book page. You can use any paper you have. You can use scrapbook paper, you can use digitals, whatever whatever you have and whatever, is in your stash. I know a lot of people don't craft with book page, and this project will totally work. I am using some larger book page that came from like a coffee table book. It just, that's again something that I have, but if you can probably figure it out, or use washi tape to tape some pages together if you really want to use book page and you don't have the larger ones. So what I want you to understand is this, really the base of this is just a piece of rectangular paper. And it can, like I said, depending on what size you want your feature to be, it can be whatever size. So I will give you measurements of the one we make together, but please don't get boxed into thinking yours needs to be that size. I really don't measure when I make these. I'm just gonna pick a piece of paper, and I'll tell you the measurement, but again, don't worry about that. This one is 9 1/4 by 5. Yeah, I made this one 5 inches too. We could go with a larger piece just as easily, okay? I don't know that I'd want it to be this tall, but we could. That's 7 1/2 by the 9 1/4. So we'll start with this one. And I am going to, I don't score or measure. The original one, this one was much more narrow, and these were a bit wider. So why don't we make one kind of like that? We're going to make one that's a little more chunky. So I'm just going to fold over left to right, and then I'm going to fold this one over right to left. So now this will be my flap, and then I'll have this panel and these two panels to, add journaling space and pockets and things, just like in these. Okay. So that's your basic construction. So again, if you have a piece of paper and you just want to do that's what you're going to do. Mine ended up the wide panel being about 3 1/2 inches, and this one being 2. So if you wanted to fold over at 2, and then from this side, over about 3 1/2. That's what I did. Okay, the next feature is the piece that goes here that just opens up. So I'm just going to, like I said, I have some pieces here. Okay, this looks a good size. I could make it smaller, a little bit larger. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just fold this one in half. And it's gonna open up like this. I think I want this side up. Okay. And all I did with this one is took a piece of paper. This happens to measure almost 6.5 by 3. Folded it in half. You can glue it 2 different ways. You can just glue it all the way down, or you can glue it down and turn this into a pocket itself. I did not do that with this one. I put the pocket on this little panel here, but I could have left it open. I just didn't. We could decorate this some more, add words, a quote, whatever. So I'll just do this one the same way. I am going to ink this before I glue it down. Now, I used a lot of washi tape and then just things from my stash, pieces of paper and things like that to decorate these with. The washi tape, if you are using book page and yours is a little brittle or something, the washi tape can really help you feel probably more confident in it. And plus, I just like the way it looks, so we'll use some washi tape on these as well. And this paper just happens to have a lot of these gray and black, you know, the monotone images and a little bit of text. It's just, again, what I have in my stash. I think this would look great with book page, you know, that's all text as well. All right. So now I have this, and we're going to end up decorating and layering, and then it'll open like this, or you can, you know, open it that way. And now we have these panels. I want to go ahead and get a little ink so you can, I like the inked look, and you can see where they are. When you're working on these, you don't want any features or anything you put in here to cross over. So let's do the feature that was right here. So again, you need a piece of paper. We'll use this one. And this section measures a little more than 3.5 inches. I'm going to make this width 3.25. And then again, I'm going to fold it in half. Okay, and it's going to live right here. I don't think I want it this tall because this is going to be a pocket. I'm going to cut it down so that it's 2.5 inches. So I'm cutting on the loose side, not where my fold is. And again, this is what I mean. You can really make these any size. I know I'm saying that a lot, but a lot of times I will have people be like, or, you know, message me wanting some exact measurements on these types of projects. And that's okay. I don't mind sharing them with you guys. But sometimes what I like you to understand is that, yes, you can make it this way, but you can make it with what you have on hand. So maybe you have a scrap left over and you want to just make something fun with it. This would be a great project for that. All right, now this feature is going to get glued down, but this one I am going to turn into a pocket. I want it to be top load. So I'm going to hold it on that side, and I'm going to add glue to the other 3 sides, just like that. And place this down. Now, I love putting this little whale tab. I did that when I installed it in the other video. If you don't want it hanging out the bottom, you could move this up and then it would be seen. I know I'm going to use these in journals on pages, and I kind of like seeing it hanging out like that. So think about that when you decide where you want to install this. Cuteness. All right. This is going to get lightened up quite a bit when I start adding some of the journaling spots that I want to put in here. So you have a few options. I save the book page that doesn't have any text on it to use for things like this. And, you know, there's not as many of these pages, but there's even like this, you know, like this side has some text, but this side doesn't. So anyway, if you have that, you could do that. You could definitely use, again, I have a pile of index cards, and they're approximately, you know, if I cut them, they'll be the right size, or if I tear them, you could use coffee or tea-dyed paper. You could use a sort of neutral digital that you feel like you could still, you know, write over the top of. Again, there's all kinds of options. I'm going to use the book page because that's what I did in the other ones. And I am going to use my ruler, and I'm just looking at the actual page that it's going to get attached to decide where to tear. And I want to get this ruffle off, but I'm going to do a finger tear so that it's not perfect like that. And then we'll also add some washi when we start decorating. So I'm gonna, this paper is quite fragile. So I'm trying to be gentle with it because I wanted to add some ink, but it's gonna just be glued straight down, so it will be fine even though it's fragile. I would not use this to construct one of these flippies with by any means. It's a little too thin and fragile. Okay, there we go. And then I want a piece for this section. So again, I'm not worried at all about these being perfect. And because I like that look, you can definitely measure your sections and then cut paper to fit the way you would like. And that will work too. But I kind of like the torn and not quite perfect look. Okay, now for this one, I definitely want to put journaling space here and here. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do on this panel. Let me see what I have. Let's just use one of these because I think pretty much one will be enough. And again, if we wanted to, I could have torn it differently and could have had the lines. I'm gonna put that one there. And I'm going to do this one like this. I do like tearing paper. Okay. And it all starts to come together, even with the darker book page that I used as the base. Once, again, I get some of these journaling spots in here. And you don't have to, if you don't want this much writing space, do a little collage, decorate, or leave it. You know, you could build the basic for your stash. And then when you get ready to put it in a larger project or, you know, a journal, you can decorate it at that point. I think somebody in their comments said, I want to mass make a bunch of those. So hopefully you're going to get to. Okay, I'm happy. All right, I'm going to do something there. I've got this. Okay, I'm going to put a pocket here, and I'll go ahead and make it out of book page. I think I even might have the piece I used for that other one. Yes. So I just cut a piece, and I'll do the same thing here. I'm going to just take my scissors, and it's a little tall, so I'll just chop it off. And there we go. We're gonna have a pocket. And it is a little, it had been folded here. I was doing something at some point. So to make sure, I want to put it this way, to make sure that it is okay, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So glue on the two sides, and I think I want the pocket. The other one I did, what did I do? Yeah, I did it the other direction, but we're going to do this one this direction. And then I'm going to just, and I know I'm going to be using washi tape. Where did I put my washi tape box? This is the one I was using with all these pretty butterflies. Fluttering Blooms. This is some of the IB washi tape. And I'm going to put a piece on here to make sure this paper doesn't tear. Now, I will link the IB, my affiliate link to the IB website down in the description. And there's also a 30% off coupon if you guys want or need something from their site. They have great washi tape and a few other item stickers and things like that. I love it. Okay, look. And I could put another piece right here. I actually have a little piece from where I was working earlier. Probably going to, I want to see a butterfly. So I'm going to pick one. And you can always like cut these out too. You know, you could cut around this butterfly and that would be really pretty. I'm going to just tear. So I don't mind getting, there we go. All right, now I have a butterfly. Yay. Okay. And a pocket. We have a pocket. If I can pick that up right there. And I didn't put glue here. I just wanted to give myself a little more room. I'm going to put a journal spot here. This piece is almost the perfect size. And we'll tear it. I think I'll do a finger tear. This piece is a little bit thicker. Do it that way. Touch of ink. And it all just starts to come together. I would normally tear that off or cut that off where the glue from the book is. But it's such the right size. So I'm just going to let it have that little bit of a rough spot. It'll be all right. All right, when we put something in this pocket, that will go there. We're going to decorate. Okay, look at us. Yay. Now, I made the front panel quite narrow this time. So I definitely liked what I did on the original one where I had a circle. So I am going to punch a circle. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to lay some washi tape and then I'm going to punch a circle because I think it will be really pretty. And I can pick any of these, but we'll just go here with that one. And then let's do, I don't know, it's hard to decide. All right, I'm going to do a piece of a narrower piece in this more of the blue colors. Just lay it on here. And then I'm going to get one that is this width. And lay it down, trying to be neat. I think this is going to be wide enough. Let's see. Yes. I want that butterfly. Ah! I should have put a piece of paper under here. Let's try that now. Here, I will actually put one of these because then I'll probably glue this together. Now I have to try to really line it up where I had it. I think I can. All right, this punch has been making me crazy. But if I put some, if things are too thin, it tends to do that, or if I'm too close to the edge. But look, now it's great. All right, and I am, to give this some more thickness, I'm going to glue it to the index card, which saved my circle. Pretty, I love that. All right, now we're gonna add a little ink to the edge. And this is going to end up going here, but before I put it down, I think I'm going to tear some washi to go in the other direction. And again, I like that torn edge. So let me get it approximately the right height. And I just like using, and I do it with the ones that aren't quite this wide too, but the wide is a little bit easier, obviously, to tear. And again, this is just decorating, so you don't have to do this by any means. And you certainly can decorate with papers, stickers, other things. You don't have to do it this way. I'm going to put that right there, I think. We'll decorate here. I think it'll pull it together. Now, if we want, we could go ahead and do another strip. Maybe we'll do that. That's the one that I just tore, so it's similar, but because I flipped it, it kind of looks like it's from two pieces. All right, so I'm gonna put glue on about half of my circle. I definitely do not want to accidentally, I'm gonna just lay that under there, glue my page down. All right, we should be fine. So cute. All right, let's do something here. I am going to, I have some scraps, and I'm thinking, we'll see what it looks like if I were to put something like this here. Yeah, it's all right. It's not exactly the same colors, but it doesn't need to be. Another piece might be this. Do I like that better? Ooh, I think I like this portion better. I may use these flowers here somewhere else in a minute. So this is from one of my paper kits, the purple and yellow collage papers. I think it was my collage papers number 2, if I remember correctly. But my Etsy shop, I always have that linked for you guys in my video descriptions. So hopefully you'll go take a look. All right, here's a piece from earlier. I don't think that has enough contrast. Let's pick one that has a little more color. How about this one? I don't think I've used this one today. And if you love butterflies and you like these colors, this is just such a pretty set. There we go. Cuteness. Yeah. All right, happy with that. And again, if you're worried about the edge, I could have wrapped washi around it. Lots of things you can do. Let's put here, this is where we'll use this one. I think because I have this torn edge, I'm going to add the washi this direction instead of up here. We'll make something in just a moment to put there. A little bit of ink. All right, now I definitely want, you know, like a piece here. I think I'll use the same one. And a piece here. Cute. What are we going to do here? Okay, we're definitely going to do a tab. Maybe we'll do one of the quotes. This is from my handwritten quotes too. Again, I just kind of grabbed some scraps. Let's tear it. So we're going to use this one. It says, "There is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship." Yay. And this would then be a fun thing to add to the journal. Then if I'm thinking about or writing about friends, or if I want to put a picture of some of my good friends, something like that. Okay, so let me get this. And I definitely think I need to get one of the wide washies with a butterfly. Let's do the purple again. I'm feeling the purple. Look at these. Aren't they pretty? All right. Yes. I'm going to tear it like that. Trying to decide. I think I'm going to tear it. I don't want to cover up the butterfly. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way. I'm okay with that. and then we'll do this. Just right at the top. You can still read the quote, and we'll see if we like it. A little bit extra. Okay. And I said, oh, I'm definitely going to do the tab. And then I put this down, and now I'm going to have to be careful not to cover it up with the whale tab that I'm going to punch. Oh, goodness, Pam. Okay. And I could have probably put the washi and still been able to read the quote, but it's okay. Maybe cut the whale tab from this section, get a little bit of yellow, some purple. Let's see. Can I make it work? Oh, yeah. You can still read that. Okay. So, whale tab. And I'm going to just be careful when I glue this down because I don't want it to cover too much of the words. It's St. Thomas Aquinas, and if it touches it just a little bit, that's okay. If I just moved it up a touch, I wouldn't be worrying. Best made plans, right? And then flip it over, and then you can glue the tab down. And now I want, what do I have? I want something to put in here. Let's make a tag really quick. And this doesn't quite match, but when I add some washi tape to it, it's gonna look fabulous. So here, we'll make the tag top in just a moment, but let's add some washi tape first. And this way it'll kind of pull it together. I'm just gonna put a piece right across here. And I'm going to just wrap it around. Why not, right? That's interesting. And then use, I think I have another template that I've made. Where did you go? Which has now disappeared. So I'll use this one. Just don't want it to be, we'll use this one. Too deep of an angle. All right. And again, I could lay more washi on there too, but I think that's kind of cute. Let's put a piece of ribbon. So the other Sari silks, I don't have them where I can reach them, but came in the mail, and I've been playing with them. I'm a little obsessed, so you're probably going to see these quite a bit for a while. So fun to play with. You get the right scissors, so this will cut better. I'm just going to cut a section, and the styles that I've purchased, I believe I put both of them. I did a bright one and then some that are a little more muted. And I just use my regular hole punch on this one, not the slot that I use a lot. Anyway, if you're interested, they're on Amazon, and the link to my Amazon store, like I said, is in the video description. Okay. Oh, they're so pretty. All right. Come on. Come on, little ribbon. Happiness. All right, it's a little bit tall. Kind of sad I lost that blue there, but that's okay. I could have fiddled with it, but it's all right. And then we'll put a little something right here. Is this tall enough? Yeah, that'll be tall enough. And we'll do a similar type. Let's put a big purple butterfly on here. A similar type idea. I don't know, though, that I'm going to, oops, wrong scissors. I'm going to change the top. Maybe I'll round the top of this one. Why not? Let's just do the corner round on the top. Make it look cute. And this one will go right here. And I'm not going to worry about a piece of ribbon for this one right now. All right. Oh, so fun. Okay. It opens up like this. It opens like this. We made a little pocket. You can decorate this if you want. And then we have this journaling space, and a pocket. And we could add washi on these. I mean, again, you can just keep going and really make it however you want. Just add a touch more. Now, I am not going to make a whole nother one, but again, just to help you see, we're going to cut this piece of paper about 5.5 inches. And it is right at 9 inches. So again, you fold right to left, and then you can do left to right. Doesn't have to be book page. And then you can start adding your features. I made this one a little more narrow this time so that it had a nice chunkier back portion. But then you can put the same little flips or different ones, you know, you can do different ones. This could have flipped up instead of over this way. I do like that it flips over because then you can use it to open it up. It's kind of a natural. Put a tab here if you wanted to. Okay, I hope you had fun. I will be back with some more tutorials soon, and I will be happy to share more ideas with you guys. Please leave me a comment, give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Have a great day.